Every summer, groups of Iranian undergraduates from different universities throughout the world come home to participate in a summer program especially arranged for them and their fellow undergraduates from Iranian universities. Those from US universities gathered at the Kennedy Airport.
Passengers, boarding space on this flight should be on board.
Columbia University, one of the great centers of learning that have attracted many Iranian students. Iranian students are to be found in most European universities. At the Imperial College of London, young Iranians are studying various branches of science and engineering. There's a good deal of reminiscing among them about Iran whenever they get together at the Hall of Residence. Most of them have come from ancient cities such as Shiraz, with rich cultural traditions. The comely Koran Gate is the first landmark that attracts the eye when entering the city of Shiraz. Many centuries ago, two of the greatest poets, Sa'di and Hafiz, lived and died here. The Pahlavi University of Shiraz is among the most up-to-date universities in the Middle East, capable of benefiting from the best modern scientific discoveries wherever they are made and making its own valuable contribution in various fields of scientific research. Having attracted some of the top professors, the university's Faculty of Medicine has also some of the best equipped laboratories in the country. The Namazi Hospital of Shiraz, another important medical center, provides the medical students with the opportunity to practice what they learn at the university. The medical library provides the students with medical books in different languages. The residential quarters are mainly occupied by the students who have come to Shiraz from other parts of the country. Eating facilities are provided on the main university grounds as well as at the residential quarters. The city of Tabriz in the northwest of the country is another ancient center of learning. The new Tabriz University is therefore a natural extension of the city's cultural tradition into modern times. The medical faculty of Tabriz University is among the most advanced in the country. The Faculty of Sciences has fully equipped laboratories for students reading different scientific subjects. The university's central library caters for the needs of all the faculties, helping the students prepare for the anxious hours of examinations. The average visitor, of course, finds the Museum of Natural Sciences more exciting than the laboratories and the libraries. Undergraduates from provincial universities take off for the capital, where they will join students from Tehran University. At the same time, Iranian undergraduates residing in other countries fly to Tehran to join their fellow students for a special summer program. There's an air of excitement as the aircraft flies over the changing landscape of Iran.
پنجره‌ات به آسمان و به ابر گشوده می شود و تو به یاد باران می افتی و به یاد خورشید داغ شرقی و به یاد عطوفت. کوهستان بلند و سپید البرز، شالیزارهای سبز پوش و دریای آبی خزر یاد خواهران چایکار و برادران ماهیگیرت را در تو زنده می کند که به مهربانی و به فردا که در دست تو و در دست آنهاست می اندیشم. دری باز می شود و تو به کرانه می رسی. بوسیدنها و اشکها و بریده حرف زدنها و چشمان مشتاق. صدای تو را می خواند، قلبت می تپد و این آشنایی است. آشنایی که با بیگانگی غربت می جنگد و پیروز می شود. و آن وقت پدرت، مادرت، برادرها، خواهرها و شاید هم تازه رسیده های دیگر، و آنگاه تو احساس یگانگی میکنی و تو آمده ای که دوستت بداریم و مقدمت را گرامی شماریم. فرصتی است برای همه چیز، یادآوری و مهر، راستی و نیکی و نیز سازندگی برای فرداها و همیشه.
For those who have long been away, the capital is a constant source of surprise. The rate of development in the last few years has been so fast that the face of Tehran has changed almost beyond recognition. Iranian undergraduates from different Asian, European and American universities join their fellow students from various Iranian universities. The special summer program for the students opens with this friendly visit at the Student Center. At Tehran Opera House, the students are entertained by a special program of folk dances and music, specially arranged for the occasion by the Ministry of Culture and Arts. In the course of a visit to the Senate, questions are asked by the students about the passing of bills. From the Senate to the Majlis, where bills proposed by the government are being discussed. The students who have not been here before find a good deal of interest in the procedures of the House of Parliament. At the Majlis Library, they are fascinated by unusual canvases and old manuscripts displayed at the Library Museum. A highly successful modern play is especially staged for the visiting students at the Ministry of Culture and Arts. This is a bold piece of social criticism and a great step forward in modern national drama. The students are deeply impressed. Iran national car-making plants near Tehran are a symbol of the rapidly growing Iranian modern industries. Direct contact with men who make the cars is a refreshing experience. At Ariamehr University, the students meet important personalities in the field of higher education. For those who've just come from noisy cities of neon lights and modern skyscrapers, Isfahan, with her ancient mosques and elegant minarets, presents a refreshing contrast. Architectural masterpieces of Isfahan, such as the Naqsh Jahan Square, the splendid mosques of Shah and Lutfullah, and the palaces of Ali Qapu and Chehel Sutun are visited by the students. A lunch in the authentic settings of Isfahan's sumptuous Shah Abbas Hotel, and back to Tehran to hear the head of National Tourist Organization speak about the development of tourist industry in Iran. The splendor of the Gulistan Palace is not to be missed, even though for many students it is not the first visit. In the coronation hall, the peacock throne is as fascinating as ever. The students are invited by the tourist organization to lunch at the Tehran Royal Hilton Hotel. On entering the gardens of the Majlis, each of the 400 students is personally welcomed by the Speaker of the House. Having enjoyed a friendly address by the Speaker, they meet some of the members of the Majlis with whom they discuss many current topics. At the mausoleum of Reza Shah the Great, the students pay homage to the founder of modern Iran. At the new Tehran refinery, various technical details are explained to the students by experts and engineers. Most of the responsible positions in the refinery are filled by young engineers graduated from Iranian or foreign universities. The astonishing diversity of Iranian civilization is best represented at the Tehran Archaeological Museum. Since they were here last, many priceless pieces have been added to the old collection as a result of incessant archaeological excavations. At the Museum of Anthropology, what interests the students most is a fine collection of national costumes. Friendly discussions in the course of a meeting with the Prime Minister. An undergraduate expresses the gratitude of all the students for the hospitality shown to them by the government. In the course of a casual address, the Prime Minister assures them that as far as the government is concerned, there is absolutely no difference between the students who graduate from Iranian universities and those who carry on their higher studies in other countries. They're all warmly welcomed, however, to serve their country. After the Prime Minister's address, folk artists from Mazandaran and Azerbaijan entertain the students. Close contact with members of various development corps give the students an intimate understanding of the radical changes taking place in the rural areas all over the country. A visit to the Razi Institute near Tehran gives the students a fair idea of the efforts being made by various health organizations to prevent and cure human and animal diseases. In the holy city of Mashhad, before anything else, a pilgrimage to the holy shrine of Imam Reza. In Mashhad, monuments of historic and national importance include the tomb of Nadir Shah Afshar with an adjacent museum. And the statue of Ferdowsi, the greatest epic poet who is also considered as the savior of Persian language. Traditional exercises at the National Bank Gymnasium. The origins of these exercises go back to the epic times depicted in the verses of Ferdowsi. It is these very verses, chanted by the drummer, which accompany the ritual exercises. At the gymnasium, a portrait of the Shahenshaw Ariameh is presented to the students by the President of the National Bank. At the studios of the National Iranian Television, questions asked by the students are answered by studio technicians and directors. Model farms and villages near Qazvin are visited by the students. Here, as in other rural areas, members of the Literacy Corps, Health Corps and Development Corps provide them with necessary informations. In a village school, at a class administered by a literacy corpsman, they get a glimpse of the campaign against illiteracy going on throughout the country. In a hot summer day, the airborne regiment of the Iranian army puts on a daring performance of special military exercises on the lake of the Karaj Dam. There is also a judo demonstration match especially arranged for the students. Cello kebab, a combination of grilled mutton with specially prepared rice, is a favorite national dish in Iran. After months of canteen food outside the country, the students have a special pleasure in tasting this national dish again. Invited by the Assistant Prime Minister, the students come to Darband Hotel near Tehran to meet university graduates who've recently come back to Iran to be assigned to suitable positions in various government departments. The Farahnaz Dam is one among many which have made irrigation possible over thousands of acres of thirsty land and will eventually bring electricity to every village in the country. Shiraz once again. Renowned as the birthplace of Hafiz and Sa'di, the two greatest Iranian poets, Shiraz is also celebrated as the city of peace, roses, hospitality and culture. Sa'di's poetic genius is somewhat of a more worldly nature. He is also considered as the supreme master of Persian prose. At the mausoleum of Hafiz, taking an omen from his book of verses, a ritual widely practiced by those who have problems not amenable to normal logical solutions. But those who visit the mausoleum take the omen anyway, even if they don't have such problems to solve.
گفتم خراج مصر طلب می کند لبت گفتا در این معامله کمتر زیان کنند گفتم به نقطه دهنت خود که برد راه گفت این حکایتی است که با نکته دان کنند
A feeling of spiritual elation pervades the atmosphere of the shrine of Shah Chirag. The students give the impression of being more than just detached visitors. The broken columns and battered stone carvings of Persepolis evoke more than the ancient glory of the vast Achaemenian Empire. They also call to mind the purposeful and enlightened spirit that motivated the lofty deeds of the inspired guardians of that empire. Back in Tehran, the students are visiting the National Bank of Iran. They learn a good deal about computerized accounting, which has revolutionized the whole banking system in Iran. At the Ministry of Information, there is an animated discussion with the Minister about the future of broadcasting in Iran. The Minister gives details of a comprehensive plan that will greatly improve the quality and broaden the scope of overseas and home services of Radio Iran. The National News Agency, the Past Press, is one of the departments of the Ministry of Information in which work goes on day and night. At the studios of Radio Iran, the students meet radio artists who entertain them with a special program. An undergraduate unexpectedly joins the performers. The Atomic Center is one of the major scientific departments of Tehran University, employing some of the best scientific brains in the country. The impressive record of the center in scientific research is of particular interest to the students. Along the Caspian, the two northern provinces of Mazandaran and Gilan enjoy the most temperate climate in the country. In recent years, hundreds of resorts, public and private, with modern facilities have been constructed on the beaches here. The students are invited by the government to spend a few days on the beaches of the Caspian, which is by now exactly what they need. The Babelsar resort, in which they relax for 2 days, belongs to the Agricultural Bank of Iran. Visiting the northern cities, one after another, they finally come to Rasht, where the governor of Gilan invites them to a dinner banquet, which is followed by dancing that goes on until well after midnight. On their way back to Tehran, they visit the beautiful dam constructed on the river Safid Rud and named after Her Imperial Majesty, the Shah Banu Farah. The construction of this dam has more than trebled the rice production in Gilan and produced enough water power to generate electricity for all the industries and every house in the northern regions. The climax of the program comes at the end. At the magnificent gardens of the Sadabad Palace, the students find themselves in the presence of their Imperial Majesties, the Shahanshah Ariamehr and the Shah Banu of Iran. Clearly, this is the most unforgettable moment of the whole visit.
از دیدن شما دانشجویان ممتاز داخلی و خارجی ایرانی مثل همیشه خوشوقتم و موفقیت کامل شما را در تحصیل و بعد در زندگی خواهند.
In the course of an informal address, the Shahanshah Áriamehr, briefly expounding the principles of the White Revolution of Iran, stresses the importance of the revolution going on in the whole educational system of the country and the ensuing positive results that will bring about radical changes in the state of higher education in Iran.
این نمونه‌ای که شما دیدید نماینده طرز فکر و طرز تلقی مطالب باشد در جامعه ایران. میدانم ایرانی که شاید 3000 سال تاریخ مدون در پشت سر خود دارد و در این 3000 سال رمز بقای او و از بین نرفتن او چی بوده؟ یک وطن پرستی مسلم باطنی که در فرد فرد ایرانی هست. این حس وطن پرستی ایرانی توأم با تکنولوژی، توأم با علم، توأم با اطلاع، توأم با اراده پیشرفت باعث این خواهد شد که این مملکت را شما، امثال شما برسانن به اون مراحلی که حتما آرزوی همه ما ایرانی ها هست.
Tehran airport again. The eventful visit has swiftly come to an end. Once again, the moment of departure preceded by tender leave-takings and tearful embraces. The undergraduates must go back to continue their studies.